Port Charles has never been a city that embraces calm. Storms, political, emotional, and literal, always seem to find their way to the waterfront. But this November, as election season reaches its fever pitch, the city is about to face a convergence of crises that even seasoned citizens like Monica Quartermaine and Laura Collins couldn't have predicted. Loyalties are tested, secrets explode, and the Quartermaine mansion becomes ground zero for a conflict that threatens the entire family's legacy. The election that could make or break Port Charles. Campaign signs litter the city while tensions simmer beneath every phone call and coffee shop conversation. The mayoral race has narrowed into a nail-biter between Jordan Ashford and Martin Gray, two candidates whose visions for Port Charles couldn't be more different. Jordan promises reform, accountability, and a crackdown on the corruption that has plagued Port Charles for decades. Martin, smooth as ever, offers charm, unity, and a promise to keep the city's economic future stable. But this is Port Charles. No election is straightforward. Rumblings begin when Felicia Scorpio spots an oddly familiar figure lurking around City Hall late at night. Meanwhile, Laura starts getting anonymous calls warning her that the election results will reshape the balance of power. She tries brushing it off as another prank, but deep down, she can feel something sinister brewing. Election day arrives with long lines, malfunctions at polling stations, and whispers of missing ballots. Curtis, trying his best to stay neutral, is forced to jump into action when an altercation breaks out outside the Savoy, supporters arguing, rumors flying. Yet beneath all the noise, one truth becomes evident. Someone is trying to manipulate the outcome. And they're getting close. End returns home with a secret. Just as the political dust begins to thicken, the Quartermaine household faces a crisis of its own. End, after months away recovering and soul-searching, walks through the front door of the mansion looking far more troubled than anyone expects. Olivia embraces him, thrilled to have her husband home in time for the holidays, but a shadow passes over End's face. Whatever peace he sought, he did not find it. Monica senses it immediately. Brooklyn does too, though she's far more concerned with how her father's return might affect ELQ. And Tracy smells trouble from the moment End clears his throat. End reveals that during his time away, he uncovered information about ELQ's overseas operations, information that points to major financial discrepancies, possibly even crimes. But it gets worse. Someone inside the family helped cover it up. Brooklyn reels, certain this will ignite another full-scale Quartermaine civil war. Olivia insists they deal with it quietly, but Tracy practically salivates at the chance to expose whoever is responsible. Monica wants diplomacy. Tracy wants blood. And Lois, she shows up just in time to tell End the truth she's been keeping. The person End is protecting might be the last one anyone suspects. Michael and Drew become targets. With ELQ at the center of a brewing scandal, Michael and Drew find themselves in a new set of crosshairs. Michael has spent months trying to keep the company above board, distancing himself from any hint of impropriety. But now documents surface, anonymous leaks emailed to reporters, linking ELQ to illegal offshore investments. Drew tries to stay calm, but the evidence looks credible. Worse, someone is feeding details to Jordan's campaign, threatening to turn the scandal into a political weapon. For a brief moment, Michael wonders if Valentin is behind it. But Valentin, busy dealing with Charlotte's latest crisis, claims innocence. And surprisingly, this time he means it. The truth is even more dangerous. Someone outside the family, someone with deep knowledge of ELQ, is orchestrating this chaos for reasons that go beyond profits. The Quartermaine mansion becomes a battleground. Thanksgiving approaches, but the usual comedic Quartermaine chaos transforms into something far darker. Instead of squabbling over pizza and turkey mishaps, the family gathers in the living room as End reveals the full extent of the ELQ cover-up. A hush falls across the room. Lois steps forward and confesses. She's known for weeks that a former ELQ accountant, someone she once trusted, disappeared after discovering a shell corporation linked to the Quartermaines. That shell corporation might be tied to everything: corruption, election interference, and money laundering. Tracy explodes. Brooklyn cries. Michael demands names. Olivia begs everyone to stop tearing each other apart. And in the midst of it all, Monica raises her voice, calm, firm, unshakable. She insists the family stop pointing fingers and start looking outward. The only way to survive this crisis is to unite. But unity is never easy in the Q household. Across town, someone else is watching the Quartermaine chaos closely and smiling. A connection emerges between the election and ELQ scandal. The twist hits just as the polls close. Felicia delivers news to Laura. The mysterious figure she saw lurking around City Hall was the same former ELQ accountant Lois mentioned, the one who vanished. That accountant has resurfaced and is now under the protection of a powerful political fixer with ties to Martin Gray. Suddenly, everything snaps into focus. The election manipulation and the ELQ scandal are connected. Someone is trying to seize control of Port Charles' political and economic future at the same time, and they're using the Quartermaines as pawns. Jordan gets wind of the conspiracy through a confidential tip and confronts Martin privately. He denies everything. But later, when alone, he makes a phone call that suggests he knows far more than he lets on. As ballots start to be counted and tensions rise, Port Charles braces for the possibility that their next mayor may be part of the chaos consuming the Quartermaine empire. The final cliffhanger. The final moments of November sweeps send shockwaves through the city. Lois receives a text from an unknown number. "We warned you. Tell End to stop digging." At the same time, Monica hears glass shatter upstairs and races to find a window broken, a rock lying on the floor with a note tied around it. Its message is simple. The Quartermaines have had power for too long. Time to end the dynasty. And as the first election results trickle in, Port Charles realizes that this conflict isn't just about who becomes mayor or who controls ELQ. It's about who controls the future.